Stand part.
Mr. Chair.
Call the honourable member Paul Goldsmith.
Now, we come getting closer to the meat of this bill, and that is Clause 4. Now, this is the part that has been amended by the Select Committee. This has been amended by the Select Committee that was led by Jonathan Young, the MP for New Plymouth, and I do want to thank the committee for the hard work they did on this piece of legislation. So, my original Clause 4 was actually a purpose for this bill, and what I had said was the purpose of this Act is to establish that for the purpose of contract formation, an offer is deemed to be accepted by an electronic communication at the time of receipt of the acceptance by the offerer. Now, in their wisdom, the Select Committee, and I'm not criticising them in any way, shape or form, considered that the Section 3 of the Principal Act, the Electronic Transactions Act 2002, sufficiently addressed the purpose of the legislation. So let's just quickly refer to that, just so that we know what we're talking about here. So the purpose of the Electronic Transactions Act 2002 says that the purpose of the Act is to facilitate the use of electronic technology by reducing uncertainty regarding, one, the legal effect of information that is in electronic form or that is communicated by electronic means, and two, the time and place of dispatch and receipt of electronic communications. And that is a point that we've laboured in the previous debate because they didn't effectively manage to achieve that by the looseness of the language. The second part of the purpose was to providing that certain paper-based legal requirements may be met by using electronic technology that is functionally equivalent to those legal requirements. So that was the Select Committee, in their wisdom, decided that by referring to the purpose of the Principal Act, we would achieve that would be sufficient, so that they didn't need to have a particular purpose in this bill. Now, that is important. Now, as I say, the Select Committee decided that anyone seeking to understand the thinking behind this legislation, my private member's bill, would be able to understand or gain an understanding of that by looking at the purpose of the Act that was passed 12 years earlier. Now, to be honest, Mr. Chair, I'm not sure that I necessarily agree with the logic of the Select Committee. Frankly, I would have preferred that my original purpose about why this particular bill was important had stood, but I'm not going to die in a ditch on it. Seeing what they were trying to do in terms of the economy of words and expression, not having extenuous or OTOs clauses in the legislation is important, but still, it'd be fair to say it rankles with me a little bit that the Select Committee chose to alter the way that I put the bill together, but I still think it hangs together reasonably well. So what we have in this Clause 4 now is a fairly simple Clause 4, which says Section 4 amended brackets overview. In Section 4B, replace 13 with 13A. Now, I thought I would just explain to the House what they were trying to achieve there. The purpose is that it says that Section 4 of the Principal Act should be amended. Now, if we look at the Clause 4 of the original 2004 Act, it says the overview in this Act, A, matters concerning the legal effect of information that is in electronic form or that is communicated by electronic means are set out in Section 8. B, default rules about the time and place of dispatch and receipt of electronic communications are set out in Sections 9 to 13. And so the new clause in my bill, the amendment bill, replaces 13 with 13A. So the effect of that is merely just to point out that that the default rules about the time and place of dispatch of receipt of electronic communications are now set out in Sections 9 to 13A, which includes the new 13A, which we will come to in Clause 5 of this bill, my member's bill. Now, and that's the key. So if we run through those sections, we'll just get an idea of the sorts of things that are being considered in the bill. Firstly, when default rules in section 10 to 13 apply. The time of dispatch, which is an electronic communication, is taken to be dispatched at the time that the electronic communication first enters an information system outside the control of the originator. I think you're going to ring your bell, or you, Mr. Chair.
Paul Goldsmith.
Pardon? Time of receipt, place of the dispatch. Well, all those details will give you an idea of where we've got to. So, clause 4, the purpose. The Select Committee did away with my purpose and introduced this new bill, which really selects, just locates this amendment bill within the original Electronic Transactions Act. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
I call the honourable member Kamaljeet Singh Bakshi. Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal, Mr. Speaker, and thank you very much for the opportunity.